A very good evening to you, South Africa, and welcome to the very first season of Let's Talk Cars. We're here in the heart of Sandton at LMPF. I'm your host, Varishka Singh, otherwise known as Not a Car Spotter. And in a few moments, we're going to sit down with my very first guest, whose name is Sam and goes by the name of The Car Scene on Instagram. Hi, Sam.
Hi Varishka, thanks so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. How are you doing this evening?
Good, thanks. And yourself?
I'm good, thank you. So, can you tell us, where does your love for cars stem from?
So I would have to say it started from quite a young age. I always had quite a lot of influence to fast cars. My dad would get quite a few of them quite frequently, but there was one when I was like 6 years old. He got a E46 330i, and every morning he used to start the car and it would just have this like beautiful 6-cylinder rumble. And ever since then, I've just been completely hooked.
Okay, I get that. So would you say the place that you're from, does it have an influence on why you love cars?
Definitely. South Africa is a very unique place, and I think we have a beautiful car community. They come in all different shapes and sizes, and a lot of the people are quite nice, and they tend to just accept that if you love cars, then this is your place to be.
True.
So definitely.
All right. Who are some of your icons in this industry and why?
I would definitely say the guys from Top Gear back in the day. I mean, obviously grew up watching Jeremy and the gang. So yeah, those were the kind of guys that I used to look up to and think, yeah, one day I would also like to be driving a few cool cars.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
So could you please tell us more about the car scene and your business?
Okay. So the car scene started off as a sort of motoring journalism escapade, and all I really wanted to do was review cars, take photos and drive them. And the more I started studying with university, the more I got to understand about the back end of digital marketing. So I went out and I started focusing a lot more on car dealerships, started helping them with their social medias, started helping them with their websites, their Google AdWords. So the back end of the car scene is a whole digital marketing agency at the moment. And we specifically specialize in automotive.
And I have seen in your bio, it says 100% honest review.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that I also really try and keep it completely honest, because a lot of the guys, when they work with manufacturers, they don't really want to tell the truth, because then you might not get another car from the manufacturer, whereas I don't really care.
That's good. All right. What other interests do you have besides cars?
Besides cars, I would say tech. I've always been quite a keen-eyed tech enthusiast. I've always enjoyed the latest and greatest on the phone side, the laptop side. So yeah.
All right, cool.
Definitely tech.
So let's talk about classic cars. So I have a few options for you. We've got the Bentley R-Type Continental. We've got the Aston Martin DB4 GT. And then we've got the Maserati A6 1500. Which one are you picking and why?
I would say definitely the Aston.
Okay.
It's definitely the better looking of the three, I would say. And despite that, aside from that, it's also one of the most collectible Aston Martins ever produced.
All right, I was leaning more towards the Bentley R-Type Continental.
No ways.
But okay. All right, so what are your thoughts about classic cars going extinct?
It's sad, and it's obviously going to happen, because in a lot of countries now they are also regulating emissions, and electric cars are coming in, and in a few European countries I know that you aren't allowed to have a car, I think, if it's over 20 years old. I might be wrong. So yeah, the fact that classic cars are going extinct it's quite sad, because once you get 30 years from now, how do you say that your car is a classic?
And there's so much history involved.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's sad.
It would probably be a thing of, well, they're going to go into storage and
Yeah.
that's
They'll
it.
just become display cars.
The idea of it for me is also pretty much unacceptable.
It is.
All right, so let's talk about Luna's Designs. So they're a company that's based in England, and they deal with basically the restoration and electrification of classic cars. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's epic. I think it's absolutely awesome. I mean, the previous question was just how do you feel about classic cars going extinct? And I mean, we're both gutted. So a company like Lunage, is it Lunage? Lunage?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the two. I think it's really cool that they do that, because it would be awesome to just daily drive your classic car, and meantime it's electric.
I like that they've given people that ability to do that and look at classic cars from a different perspective.
Definitely.
But the thought of using a classic car on a daily.
Oh, I would do that.
Really?
Because I think they do complete restos, so they do the whole car top to bottom.
Okay, that
So
should
I would
be
definitely do
interesting.
it.
So let's talk car kits. Mansory or Novitech? And personally for me, this is a tough one.
Okay, for me it's not that tough, because I don't really like either of them. I think it's sacrilege to go and put these like kits and all of that on your supercar or luxury car. But if I did have to pick one, I saw Novitech. They released a few images of a Ferrari Roma recently, a blue one, and I was like, wow, that's stunning. So the more subtler Novitech kits and upgrades, I like that. That's quite cool.
I also feel that with Mansory, it's very aggressive.
Yeah, it's in your face.
Also somewhat bougie.
So bougie. It's just so, it's so unnecessary.
All right, interesting. So let's talk car collaboration. What is the best car collaboration in your opinion?
Definitely the Audi RS2 with Porsche. So early 90s, BMW comes out with the M3, and Audi starts scratching their heads. They go, okay, like, guys, we need something to rival this car. So they turn to Porsche, because as you know, VW Group, Audi, Porsche, they're all together. And Porsche helped them co-develop the Audi RS2. So a lot of the parts on I think it was the 993, 911, and another Porsche, I think the 964, a lot of the parts were shared between those cars and the Audi RS2.
All right. I know one of the most controversial collabs was BMW and Toyota.
Yeah, with the
they launched
Supra.
the Supra. So that was a huge scandal, especially on social media.
I think it's a cool car though. It's still pretty cool.
All right. My next question is, if you could eliminate one car from ever being produced, which one would it be and why?
Definitely the PT Cruiser.
I haven't seen one of those in years.
Like my eyes
word.
could just bleed. It's horrible.
I would have picked the Fiat Multipla.
It's also a very ugly car.
It's quite horrendous.
It's up there. It's like,
thankfully, we don't have to see those on the daily, because that would just be awful. All right, so now it's quiz time. So I hope you're ready for the lineup I have for you. Okay, so what is the fastest electric car? Is it A, the Rimac Navira, B, the Tesla Model X, or C, the Tesla Roadster?
I think it's the Rimac.
A, the Rimac Navira.
A, the Rimac.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, yay.
Okay, my next question is, who is the head designer of Bugatti this year? Is it A, Achim Aschneid, B, Miro Fugiri, or C, Gordon Wagner?
It's definitely Achim.
Yes, that's correct. Well done. Okay, my next question is, what is the fastest Swedish car? Is it A, the Jesko? Is it B, the Regera? Or is it C, the Gemera?
I think it's the Jesko.
Yes, that's correct. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, my next question is, who is Lexus owned by?
Toyota. Sorry, I just had to.
That's fine.
I hope that's an option.
And that is the correct answer.
Great.
All right, and my last question to you is, when did Aston Martin Johannesburg open its doors? Is it A, 2006, B, 2021, or C, 2009?
I think it's 2006.
That is correct.
Oh, cool.
Well done, you got all of them right.
Thank you.
And that concludes our interview.
Thank you for having me,
It's a
Varishka.
pleasure. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you.
Amazing.